The Israeli government's stated position is to support the Trump plan for the full expulsion of all Palestinians from Gaza. We are profoundly complicit and deeply responsible. It is our weapons that enforce this starvation.
Hamas
is the one.
Hamas is the one for expelling the entire population. Did you not hear that?
I mean, come on.
Come on what?
I have a few clips from a CNN panel I wanted to jump into discussing the genocide in Gaza, more specifically the starvation that is increasing among the population. So if you can, leave us a like on the video. It helps us out a ton. It lets us know you enjoy this kind of content. And let's get right to the debate.
And to say the United States is silent, it's much, much worse than that. We are profoundly complicit and deeply responsible. It is our weapons that enforce this starvation. It is our diplomatic efforts that prevent international justice from being done. The blood is on our hands as Americans because it is our weapons that is responsible for those children starving to death.
No blood for the hands of Hamas?
Hamas has
Is
lots
there no
of...
blood
No,
on
no,
their
no.
hands?
Why don't you let me finish? How about that? Okay?
I'm just
Okay?
asking.
Yes,
You
of
blamed
course.
Israel and you blamed the U.S., but we haven't heard Hamas yet.
I actually have one of my closest friends in college was blown up by Hamas. I have probably a lot more experience with suffering from Hamas, with all due respect, than you do. Let's say this. If we want to see who is more to blame for the starvation of children in Gaza, Hamas or Israel, let CNN in. Israel has not allowed Western journalists in since October 7th. Let them go in, let CNN go in and decide for themselves. How about that?
Now, I don't want anyone to mistake my sentiment when I ask, because Hamas has done some truly terrible things, both to obviously Israel and to its own population. But what have they done that could measure up to what we know the IDF has done, from opening fire on crowds at food trucks, killing over 800 civilians at aid trucks only in just 8 weeks? Cindy McCain spoke of tanks being turned on the crowds. We have the blockades themselves, trucks being turned around for numerous mundane reasons, leaving Palestinians living on less calories than is in a single can of beans at one point in this conflict, resembling walking corpses in photos. I urge you to go look up and view yourself if you have the stomach for it. The 2,000-pound bombs being dropped on residential areas, leveling residential buildings, schools, refugee zones, the safe zones being you remember Rafah, right? Like, what about the AI that Israel signed on to, Lavender, where it confirmed that it's comfortable with 15 civilians being killed for each Hamas general? Like, what could match that level of cruelty? And I didn't even name like 20% of what they're doing.
It is blatantly obvious that Israel and the United States wants the hostages home. They want a ceasefire, and they want to feed the people in Gaza. Hamas does not.
Can I just chat? The Israeli government's stated position is to support the Trump plan for the full expulsion of all Palestinians from Gaza. And I would remind you, there is no Hamas leadership in the West Bank. How are Palestinians being treated in the West Bank, where Hamas is not in control, where there are no Hamas fighters? Palestinians are being expelled from their homes, living under conditions that even Israel's own human rights organizations call apartheid in the West Bank, where there is no Hamas. So yes, Hamas does despicable things, but these talking points, with all respect, people don't believe them anymore. People don't believe them anymore.
All they have to do is release the hostages.
That's just not true. As we've covered, Hamas has agreed to release all hostages and step down from power permanently if Israel fully withdrew from Gaza and called a ceasefire. Israel has refused that deal multiple times over now. Also, love this guy. He's spot on. Trump and Netanyahu both are on record stating that they want to not only expel Palestinians from their home, which you think they're going to leave by choice. Like, no, it'll be forcefully and it'll take U.S. troops, which is why Trump offered them. And then they're going to hand the land over to Israel, where when asked, Trump said Palestinians would not be able to return. This is clear-cut ethnic cleansing. That's definitionally ethnic cleansing. If that's not ethnic cleansing, I would like any MAGA to pull the definition of ethnic cleansing and tell me what part of it is missing, right? It's signed, sealed, and delivered by the Trump administration. Not very anti-war, is it, guys? The idea that Israel just wants peace is equally as false and irresponsible, honestly, for CNN to even allow to be spewed.
President Donald J. Trump wants a couple of things. Scott mentioned it. He wants a ceasefire. He wants this to end. This guy does not want war. President Trump wants this to end.
He's called for mass expulsion.
Hamas is the one.
Hamas is the one for expelling the entire population. Did you not hear that?
I mean, come on.
Come on what?
He's got his envoy over there right now.
That's the official Israeli position, to facilitate the Trump plan. Why are 3 of those 4 aid centers, all in the extreme south of Gaza on the border of Egypt, because Israel's own defense minister has said, we are implementing the Trump plan. Gazans can only live on 12% of Gaza now, which is already one of the most overcrowded places on earth, because Israel is facilitating the Trump plan, moving the population into a tiny area, making life so hellish and so miserable that they hope that as many people who don't die will leave.
A super important bit of context to add, in this less than 12% of Gaza that Palestinians are being forced onto, Oxfam, super credible international organization, reports they only have one toilet for every 4,000 Palestinians, just to kind of give a picture of how things actually look on the ground for these people. It's disgusting to hear these MAGA grifters still trying to do the anti-war thing for Trump, like he just wants peace and he's trying to figure everything out like their little PDF file king. He's bombed Iran preemptively and made the offer to Netanyahu to help him ethnically cleanse the Palestinians with US troops. Like, the gimmick is so over. Not that anyone with common sense ever bought into it. Trump did all of these things in his first term. It's just that MAGA is ignorant and doesn't know what they're talking about. But now the only people who can deny it are those so far in the cult that they don't care to embarrass themselves in the name of defending Trump, which, you know, greatly reduces the number, but it's still millions of people in America. Sadly, at this point, like, it just becomes increasingly on Trump's hands as things escalate, as he continues to unconditionally back Israel to an extent that, and it's surprising, to an extent that even Joe Biden wouldn't have. And I just hope that he stops short of using U.S. boots on the ground to facilitate ethnic cleansing, because, oh my God, would America never recover.